Hello everyone, I'm Kuhleen, and today we're going to have a look at the MiniVerse Series 3 Diner Edition. I didn't look too closely at the collector's guide, but to be honest, all I really want is the cheeseburger. So let's see if luck will be on my side today. Here's the collector's guide with all the items available in this series. Feel free to pause and have a closer look. And just in case someone finds this part helpful, here's a look at the other side showing the instructions for each of the items. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, this series might have the least amount of items. There's 12 in total to collect. And I'm pretty sure Series 1 and Series 2 had a lot more, but these seem to be a little bit more complex, which I guess is good because I prefer having less items and more intricate and nice and detailed rather than a lot of items and some of them being, not as detailed or just extremely easy to put together. All right, so in this first ball, we got some sprinkles. We got this little holder, and I already know what this item is going to be. I don't think we're going to build it. I think we're going to move on to the next ball. If you want to see how I made this, you should check out a short that I posted not long ago. Usually, if I get a double, I would just make it in a different way, but there's really nothing that comes to mind that I can do different with the taiyaki ice cream. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. First thing we got is a little cupcake holder. Here's a big tub of resin. It says berry, so I'm guessing it's some kind of berry cream or berry frosting. This is so cool. We got a tray with 6 lemon cupcakes, a pack of raspberries, a pack of lemon wedges. Okay, there's definitely something in there. I almost cut through it. It's a mini spatula. And of course you got the tweezers and that little knob that goes on top of the cloche. First, let me give you a closer look at these amazing cupcakes. Aren't they the cutest thing? And look how small they are. They literally can fit on my finger. Seriously though, these are incredibly detailed, and even the top part feels a little bit spongy. It's almost like a rubber, like a softer type of rubber, and there's also texture on the top part. Not that it matters much because it's gonna get all covered in frosting. Well, at least part of it. So I'm thinking the best way to do this is to leave them in this tray and kind of like put the frosting on top here, hit it with the UV light, and then add our toppings, which are the raspberries and the lemon wedges. Look at that beautiful resin. I'm glad we have a lot of it. I don't like when we don't get enough resin. It's just so frustrating. Let's mix it up a little bit so it's nice and smooth. So first I'm going to use the spatula to add a little bit of resin on top of each of the cupcakes. And then we're going to use a toothpick to spread it around. You just need to make sure that you leave a little bit of space here on the edges. Like you don't want to go all the way and cover everything. Otherwise it will look like I don't know what it will look like. It just won't look that good. The fact that you can't see the bottom part of the cupcake makes them look like donuts that are sitting on a tray, especially if it's tilted like this. Honestly, they kind of look like cookies too, right? So now we're going to use our UV light to set it in place. I am kind of thinking about adding a little bit more resin, but I don't know. I don't want to ruin them. I was hoping the resin is going to be a little bit more opaque. Let's see this first one where I added a little bit more. It kind of looks better, but for now, let's just go with this. Once we add the raspberries and the lemon wedges, maybe it's going to look a little better. You know what? I changed my mind. We're going to add a little bit more resin. I think this will also help with adding the raspberries, for example, or the lemon wedges, because initially I was just going to pick them one by one, dip them in a little bit of resin, and then cure them in place like that. But since we're adding another layer, we can at least get either the raspberries or the lemon wedges and stick them in before we cure the resin. All right, well, I'd say that looks a lot better. I was actually thinking these would slide all over the place and I'm gonna have to add, the raspberries, cure it, and then dip the lemons, add the lemons. But it seems like the resin is thick enough and the toppings are light enough that they don't slide off, which is great. Okay, now time to set it all in place with the UV light. Here's a quick look on this other side. They look pretty great. I'm surprised how uniform I got everything, see? Now let's get them out of this tray and put them on a stand. Here's the little cupcake tray. I guess you can use this for other projects. And then here's our beautiful cupcake stand with berry lemon or raspberry lemon, but I think they call them berry lemon cupcakes. They're looking pretty dandy if I say so myself. Now let's clean the set real quick and move on to the next one. Whoops. All right, we have some vanilla custard. Please don't tell me this is another taiyaki ice cream. Oh boy, it's another one. Okay, let me think. Can I do something different with this? I'll think while I open these other pouches. If I don't come up with anything, we're just gonna move on to the next one. Okay, hear me out. We're gonna get creative with this one. I went shopping in my storage closet and I got some reinforcements. Let me show you real quick. So for this to work, we're gonna need 2 Series 5 mini brands. I got here 2 jars of paste picante sauce. We're gonna leave these here. Trust me, it's gonna make sense in a little bit. This is some leftover chocolate resin, then some lemon cream resin, 2 of those pirouette, I would call them, cookie sticks, some nice chocolate curls, sliced strawberries, and some tacky putty. So first I'm gonna secure that vanilla custard on top of these jars of paste. Then I'm going to use the bottom half of the MiniVerse capsule and add some chocolate resin to it. Then I'll use another half of the capsule for the lemon cream, which we'll consider it to be vanilla. Okay, so this is where the fun part starts. I want to make this vanilla custard to actually be kind of like a duo. It's going to be half chocolate, half vanilla. So using a toothpick, I'm going to add chocolate resin to half of them and lemon or vanilla resin to the other half. This is how they look after we added the chocolate. Next, we're going to add the vanilla. I think it's a good idea to sort of blend it in a little bit because that's how it looks in real life when you get, that dual ice cream type. And here's how they look. I think they turned out pretty great. I'm gonna set it all in place with the UV light and then we're gonna add our toppings. Okay, the resin is nice and set. I think before we add the toppings, it's a good idea to actually put them in the fish, I guess, in the fish mouths. Add a little bit of resin there, make sure it sticks, and then secure it in place with the UV light. And then I was actually thinking to give it the appearance that it's part of the fish and that, the ice cream is kind of melting. Maybe we can add resin here on the sides everywhere and cover up those gaps before we move on. There we go. That's much better. I just realized with all the strawberry, vanilla, chocolate, this is actually a Neapolitan mix, right? Or Neapolitan ice cream. I don't know how you call it. Those tubs where it comes in 3 different colors. 3 different flavors. Yeah, and colors, I guess. Anyway, as you can see, I'm adding the strawberries one at a time and hitting them with the UV light. Then we're gonna cut this cookie stick to give it the illusion that it goes, inside the ice cream. Dip it in a little bit of resin and then hit it with the UV light. On a second thought, I don't think I'm gonna add the chocolate curls. As much as I love chocolate, it will just be too crowded and there's really no good placement for them. Plus, they seem a little bit oversized for this particular mini. However, I do want to make this one look as if the ice cream melted a little bit, kind of like a drop of melted chocolate. Well, melted chocolate ice cream. There we go. I think that looks a lot better. So here's the final result. Let me know what you think in the comments. I really hope I inspired you guys to use the leftovers and create something new. Now, let's clean up this mess and move on to the next one. Okay, based on this, I think it's the berry lemon cupcakes once again, and I'm not gonna do anything creative with them, but let me check the collector's guide to make sure there's not another item that has one of these cupcake stands. Yeah, it's definitely the berry lemon cupcakes. Not that I couldn't do anything creative with them, but at the same time, I would really like to have something savory, like a, you know, like food, not just dessert. So let's put all this away and open another one. Oh my god, I'm so happy. It seems like we actually got the burger this time. We have some delicious looking cheddar cheese in here. It seems like there's 3, maybe 4 slices in there. This is gonna be interesting. Here's our tomato slices, and there's some lettuce there at the bottom. Well, this is fancy. We got a cutting board as a serving dish. Here's the ketchup, aka resin. We got some nice sesame seed buns. And of course, you can't have a proper cheeseburger without some beef patties. I almost forgot about this little one. Oh, that's it? If I knew it's just this, I probably would not have even opened it. I thought there's other stuff in there, like a knife or something. And then you got this piece of paper that goes on the cutting board. It's a little bit oversized, but we can cut it if we want to add it there. So they gave us 4 tomato slices and 2 leaves of lettuce. It's a very realistic looking piece of lettuce. So we do have 3 slices of cheese in total. And I just want to show you real quick, this slice of cheese actually feels and kind of moves like real cheese. Look at that. And here are 2 delicious looking beef patties, not to be confused with the Jamaican beef patties, which by the way, if you've never had one, please, I'm begging you, give it a try. I absolutely love those things. So there you go. Personal golden boy recommendation. Go try yourself a beef patty. Here's our burger bun. We have 2 of them. It looks a little bit short, but I think once we put it all together, it's gonna look okay. It's supposed to resemble, you know, a built-up burger, not a bun that you get directly from the bag. And you know that when your burger's all done, the bottom part of your bun is a little bit more smushed under, you know, the weight of the whole burger. Now this is an interesting thing. It even has texture on the inside. And I always appreciate the details that MiniVerse puts into these things. We will not see this part unless we get creative and make it, you know, in a different way, make it like an open face burger. So for them to also put some bread texture on the inside of this is just amazing. Unless they put it there because we put ketchup so that it, you know, adheres to this and it sticks. And by ketchup, I mean resin. Or it could also be like a factory thing, like this is how they come out. Who knows? But either way, kudos to them. It looks really good. Okay, this is not a complaint. It's more of a observation. But I think this is missing a few ingredients. You see, for me, in order for this to be a perfect cheeseburger, it needs onions, pickles, and mayo. I'm curious to know how many of you think that's a perfect cheeseburger. Let me know in the comments. No matter what order we go in, they give you ketchup as the resin, but then if you put it in the middle, how are you supposed to cure it with the UV light? And if you put it on the sides, you know, and push it together to make sure it touches and then cure it, it's not gonna look like a cheeseburger. It's gonna have too much ketchup probably. So the question is, how are we gonna make this? Because look, even with the lettuce, if I put it like this, there's just too much space there. I mean, I don't want it flat, but I don't want to have that much space. So where am I supposed to put the ketchup? I was so excited to get this, but I didn't know we're going to have this issue. Should we cheat and use a little bit of super glue maybe? Well, listen, at the end of the day, I want this to look as good as possible. So I think I might go with the super glue option. And then I'm going to add the ketchup wherever I feel like it's needed. So let's open the resin and get it ready. And I think we can go with resin or ketchup on the bottom bun. Wait, no. Let me think about it. How am I building this? Bun, lettuce, patty, cheese. No, let's do cheese, patty, lettuce, and then tomatoes. They technically gave us 2 buns so we could make 2 cheeseburgers, but we're gonna make a double. And for that, I'm gonna go the super glue route. Has this super glue gone bad, or it just doesn't stick to these things? Alright, I think it's good, but I guess once we put it together a little bit more, we can use some resin on the sides to help us keep it together. We'll see. So let's do patty next. Oh, I forgot to add the super glue. We're gonna put this one the other way so it looks better. Oh, wait, super glue. Another patty. More super glue. Another slice of cheese. This is gonna be a hearty burger. Maybe I should have made two. Oh well, I'm going back now. Okay, I'm gonna go the resin route for this. Let's just see. Alright, wasn't too bad. Should we add another slice of lettuce? I mean, leaf of lettuce. Yeah, I think that will look good. And then you're gonna have to lift it up a little bit to get to the resin. Yeah, I don't know. This is not looking too good. Maybe it's because I'm making it a double. You guys think that's the reason? Oh, okay, this is not working the way I thought it would. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to place these or not. I just need to be able to add the top bun, and then I'm gonna squish it together, add resin on the side, and hopefully be able to cure it in time before disaster happens. Never mind, change of plans. First I need to secure these tomatoes. You know what? I'm gonna add the third slice as well. I'm gonna probably put it right here on the side. Alright, so far so good. Kind of. And then let's add this. Yeah, I definitely should have made two instead of a huge one. It looks good, it doesn't look bad. It's just, it's hard to keep it staying this way, you know? Hopefully the ketchup will help. Let's move this out of the way. Alright, so far so good. I think we need to add one more on the other side. I don't think it's strong enough to hold it. And then we're going to be able to only display it from one side because it will look weird having ketchup running out of it on both sides at exactly kind of like perfectly opposite. It's not too bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's too tall, so I suggest if you get one of these burgers, just make 2 single cheeseburgers. Don't make 1 double, or I guess do whatever you feel like doing. But this is kind of like the result you're gonna get, which looks good. Now that I set it on this serving cutting board, it actually looks better. And I think if we add this, it's gonna look even better. So let's make sure we cut it the correct size. Alright, there it is. All we're missing now is some fries and a milkshake. Let me give you a closer look. Isn't this just beautiful and delicious? I really hope one of the capsules I have will contain another one, because I just got some crazy ideas of how we can make it even better. And in order for you not to miss that video, I think it's a good idea if you hit the subscribe button. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the comments. Now, as usual, you guys stay golden, keep on shining, and I'll see you in the next video and in the comments. Bye bye.